I would like to start this evening with one I can't remember if I have told it here or not before. Don't think I have, but it wanted to be told, so it's the one that you're getting tonight. And it's a story that I was given by Taffy Thomas way back when I was first showing an interest in telling stories. And he and I were both working in Carlisle Castle. And so I had this story from Taffy sitting in the Lord Lieutenant of the Northern Marchers' own quarters in Carlisle Castle over the gatehouse, one lunchtime, before we got back to work with the whole few hundred more kids. So, and it's called The Farmer's Fun-Loving Daughter. There was an old farmer, and rich. He was so rich that even his house had 100 rooms in it. And he also had 3 children. He loved them all dearly. There was one problem. He could never decide which of the 3 he wanted to inherit the whole lot when the time came. There were his 2 boys, the sons which all the people round about knew as the farmer's hard-working, clever sons. There was his daughter, the girl that all the people thereabouts knew as the girl whose chief delight was sharing the good things and good times with her friends. But which of them? He loved them all equally. So he got in touch with his lawyer, who was a friend of many years. And the lawyer came round and the 2 old men spent an afternoon together. They shared some glasses, they shared some stories, some reflections, recollections, laughs, a few ideas. And at the end of it all, the lawyer went away, clutching a document with a signature on it. Now, the time came when the farmer, who had himself gathered in many harvests, was himself gathered in. And then a whole lot of people from all round the countryside came to that house with the 100 rooms, because the farmer had been very well liked and very well respected, and also, to be honest, they were dead curious to know what would be in the will. Well, when the lawyer read it out, it was that each of the children in turn should be given 1 gold coin to do as they would with. And the one that best filled those 100 rooms using that gold coin, they would inherit the farm and the property and everything. Well, clever, hard-working son number 1, he took his gold coin and he took the horse and he took the hay cart and he went off. And some time later, he came back with the hay cart almost invisible under a tottering pile of old feather mattresses, which, to be quite honest, the people for miles around had been quite glad to see the back of for a few pennies. And when he got there, he shared the mattresses round among the different rooms, slashed them open with a knife, fluffed the feathers right up. There you are, he said to the lawyer, I've done it. I've filled all the 100 rooms with feathers. That, said the lawyer, that's good, that's very clever. Of course, I'm a lawyer and I will need to check, and please forgive me, my old knees, well, they don't move as fast as they used to. So, room after room, with feathers up to the top, until they came to the 100th room, and there, rather like that warning on the cornflakes packets, you know, contents may settle, there was this gap. It was really good, said the lawyer. It was a very good idea. You worked very hard, but I'm sorry, it doesn't meet the terms of your father's will, does it? So while they cleared the feathers up, hard-working, clever son number 2 took his pound coin and off he went. And he came back with a couple of big boxes, one with a lot of candles and one with a lot of dishes. And of course, you know exactly what happened next. Candle on each dish, one in each room. And as soon as they were lit, there you are, he said to the lawyer. I've done it. I've filled the house with light. I like that, said the lawyer. That's really good. Of course, as a lawyer, I will have to check, and forgive me, these old knees, they don't move as fast as they used to. And room after room of those 100 with beautiful, slightly flickering golden light of the candles, until they came to rooms number 99 and 100, where there were the empty dishes with a little sort of wax puddle in the bottom of each one. "It was a lovely idea," said the lawyer, "and you did it very well, but I'm sorry, it doesn't meet the terms of your father's will, does it?" And so while they cleared away the remains of the candles, the daughter, the farmer's fun-loving daughter, that's what Taffy calls this story, by the way. The farmer's fun-loving daughter, she took her gold coin and she went down to the local market. When she got there, the first thing that she saw was one of her friends who was going through really quite a tough time. So the two of them went to the seller of brightly coloured scarves. The farmer's daughter helped her friend to choose one that was just right for her eyes. And then she handed over the gold coin. Well, in those days you could buy quite a lot for a gold coin, so with the change that she got back, they went off to the coffee stall. There they sat and they admired the scarf, and she listened to her friend talking, and she invited her back to the house afterwards. And as they went back with what was left of the gold coin, they went past another market stall where she bought a little wooden pipe, just like this one. Isn't it handy having aids just lying around where you need them? And so when they got back to the house, the first thing that the farmer's daughter did was to open all of those 100 doors to every room, especially, of course, even the one furthest from the hall where the old lawyer was resting for a bit. And then she sat down in the middle of the floor in the hall and she began to play. And as soon as she began playing it, well, those people that were there because they knew her father, they knew straight away that was his favourite dance tune. And there were lots of smiles because they could all picture the old man dancing. It's a simple enough dance if you know it, but of course he did it. And they could just see him with that sort of slightly pursed lip, almost as if he was whistling the tune expression while he danced. And the steps are quite simple, but he would get more and more and more complicated ones. And then before you knew it, there was a whole snake of people with their elbows joined, and the whole hall was dancing. And when she finished, she looked up, and there was the lawyer standing in the doorway, smiling at her. "Well," she said, "if it's brought you down, I have filled the house with sound." "Oh yes," he said, "and look at them. You filled the house with sound, you filled it with joy. They danced. And there's a few tears as they remember him. And look, they're all still telling stories about. Do you remember when he was doing so-and-so? You filled it with life. You filled it with life." And as far as I know, if you know where to find it, that's exactly what she's still doing, filling it with life.